Matt Hardy. Thank you for watching the Gimme a Whole Year Wrestling Podcast.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the Gimme a Whole Year Wrestling Podcast. My name is Ant and I'm just getting comfortable here. And your name is?
You just caught me off guard massively. My name is Dom.
What was you doing?
Well, you made me jump, so...
Surprise! So that was fun. That was a fun start to the show.
I was looking longingly at my brew, so...
Rock and roll. We've just watched a full WWE Raw.
Yeah, first time ever.
Full disclosure, we don't generally watch like the full 3 hours of Raw. We generally just pick up the highlights because we're in the UK and it's now 4:30 in the morning. So thank you for everyone that joined us on that. We had a lot of people join us, and that was awesome. But what did you think of Raw? What was it like watching Raw for you?
So just want to shout out to Alex Smith, who's joined us in the comments, mate. Hey, buddy, you might be the only one who stuck with us, but we really appreciate it.
We do.
I enjoyed Shayna Baszler on Underground. I actually enjoyed the Asuka match. I thought that it was clever to have the lights go off before the Ric Flair punt kick, because we all know
we don't want to see that.
Yeah, so that was clever. But, I really want to see this Retribution thing come to a head soon, because it's not selling me. And I think Retribution, aside from obviously Raw Underground, I think I called it Lucha Underground, aside from Raw Underground, really is the talking point here. I'm happy
but it's
to
a
see...
negative talking point, isn't it? It's a problem at the minute.
I'm happy to see Raw Underground, man. I'm happy to see it. I'm happy it's there to a point.
There's a lot of work that needs doing to it.
For Baszler, it's good. For Lashley, it's good as a vehicle to get to Lesnar, maybe. But there's a lot of work. Right now, it's just jobbers. Being served up to guys like Dolph Ziggler or someone like Shayna Baszler. Even Dio Madden was served up, and we all know how Dio Madden was kind of billed as a next major star, and he was jobbed out last week.
Shame, really. Shame.
But really, I'm not seeing a lot from the card. I mean, obviously, we're all interested in Retribution, just because we don't want to see it be a complete car crash, which it inevitably will be.
At the minute, it really is. It feels really weak. Tonight, they played Knock Off Ginger. They knocked on a door and then threw a brick through it and run away and all cheered and celebrated. We went to see them on screen and they tossed over a car. Ooh, what rebels! And they was all celebrating on it while a smoke machine was pumping out a bit of smoke. It's stupid.
Pretty surreal. I mean, there's some interesting things that could come out of this. Obviously, with I'm calling Rick coming out with Drew at SummerSlam, but there's a couple of people in the comments. Scott Frame, hey buddy, is saying Charlotte's return match versus Orton is going to be good. Maybe that's something for the future.
Return match versus Awesome. That'd be cool.
Jack wants that too. Why did Dolph lose? Alex, I've been asking myself that for years, mate. Dolph's the best pure athlete in the WWE.
No, he's not.
So,
cool.
Yeah.
So any of your questions, write them into the comments. We're going to try and focus on a review first for people that are watching back in the future. We're going to go through the entire match card and let you know our thoughts on it. And then at the end, we'll be reading through all your comments and giving a bit of love back. So let's start off with the match. It started off with Samoa Joe in the ring, Seth Rollins, Dominic. Gonna have a match at SummerSlam. Seth was carrying this. Dominic can't really cut a promo. Then a match happens.
He's gonna get better, I think, over time.
I think they're putting him in a massive position right now to fail, and I don't want to see that happen, but I feel like it is.
I think he's got a chance of doing really well. But we won't know, will we? We don't know at this stage how it's going to go.
Tonight's promo, he was rubbish, is what I'd say.
I mean, he's early on in his game.
Was he good or bad?
He wasn't terrible.
It was terrible. It was bad. It was poor. He can't talk at the minute.
It wasn't terrible.
And he needs time to do that. But actually putting him in a main event feud like this at this moment is not the right time to do that. For me. I just think they should give him something smaller to do. This is a massive spotlight on him at SummerSlam, and I hope that he can deliver in the ring. I really do. Obviously, after Humberto Carrillo made the ring, they had a really quick fight.
He made the ring.
It's late, man. It's late. Sorry, words fail me.
It's early.
It's early, yeah, early in the morning. He had a quick match with Seth, but it was nothing to really talk about. And then the whole talking point was afterwards, because during the match, Buddy Murphy got on the apron. Dominic hit him off with a kendo stick, and for that, he got absolutely destroyed by Seth. And it was a real sort of initiation, wasn't it? I mean, it looked good, and it sort of gave the sympathy to Dominic. One of the things that I would say coming out of this is I think we all expected Dominic to turn into the heel against his father. I think after this, it's pretty solid. He's going to be the babyface, and he's staying babyface. I think this is the story is overcoming this now.
Welcome to the WWE, Dominic, is what I say.
Yeah, cool, rock and roll. Let's move on from that then. We had Andrade versus Angelo Dawkins. Again, Zelina Vega cutting a mean promo at the start of it. Not much to the match, though. Not a lot of heat on it at the minute, is there?
I'm a huge fan of Andrade, and I'm quite a big fan of Dawkins. I was surprised Dawkins got the win here, to be honest.
Yeah, so was I. It was from interference, wasn't it? Because we can't have a clean finish on Raw. Who interfered? It was Bianca Bella. Bianca Bella attacked Zelina Vega, and we went straight into a feud with them. Now, while I said at one point, I wish that they'd sort of built this up over the week. So, Bianca Bella had interrupted one of Zelina Vega's Twitch streams and attacked her during that, which was a really good way of filming something outside the ring to give heat to this angle. Very good. It was well done. This then led to the match, and I thought the match was outstanding. I mean, Zelina Vega, we don't get to see her in the ring very often, but she was brilliant in this, and Bianca Belair is a real talent, and they really need to stop using her on main event and put her on Raw, because this, for me, was potentially the match of the night.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. I think there's a lot of potential here. Was a lot of potential here. I don't think it delivered quite as well as we'd have hoped. But both these talents, great in ring talents. Great to see Zelina Vega get some more ring time as well, if I'm honest.
Yeah, absolutely. MVP is out there with the Hurt. Oh God,
business. The Hurt Business.
Thank you. I nearly said the Hurt Express. I was like, no, it's really not.
Express.
Hey, and he's there. Apollo Crews comes out and has a match with Shelton Benjamin.
So Shelton Benjamin.
Oh man, I can't talk at like 4:30 in the morning. Apparently.
I like it, man. I like it. Shelton Benjamin. I'm going to use
Shelton
that from
Benjamin. Very good. This match didn't really appeal to me. It feels like this has been going on quite a while now, and I know it hasn't, but.
I think I'm just happy to see Shelton Benjamin in a prominent position on Raw. Same with MVP. I'm happy to see Bobby Lashley be relevant.
Yeah, for me, it didn't really have much about it, and I wasn't that interested in the match. We also got raided at that point on the stream, so we was quite excited by having all these wonderful people that were subscribing to the channel, which is awesome for us. So
subscribers, yes, it was great. Actually, it was really, really cool.
Thank you so much to everyone that raided us. Yeah. So, anything else to say about Apollo Crews and Shelton Benjamin? It was a bit of a nothing match, really. Shelton got the win.
Which is great. Massive deal for Shelton and for me as a fan.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to get a chance against the title now?
Well, we'll see, man. I think it's Bobby's turn. I mean, Bobby will get it, before anybody else in that group.
Yeah. We then go backstage to see Retribution throw in a cinder block through a glass window.
I mean, what was the point in that?
Absolutely diabolical. This is not the way you have a dominant faction come in and reveal themselves. And they was all celebrating, giving each other high fives afterwards, Tom.
Yep, really odd. I don't know, how if Aleister Black is the leader, which we would like to predict, it doesn't make him look great, does it? Dominic Dijakovic, running around, jumping around, running away from stuff. It doesn't make them look like monsters, from a big faction. These are scamps. These are scamps, aren't they? They're kids. It's like angsty teenagers, running around.
And a lot of people are saying, well, this is the first big faction to enter since Nexus, and it's not true at all. You've had people like Undisputed Era come in. They were doing this, but on a much better scale. Imperium, exactly the same. This sanity. You know, this is exactly what Sanity should have been doing when they come to main roster, and actually sort of doing it with some sort of style, but they never did. I mean, it's weird, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, it's different. It's different. Go the pest, says Jack. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Mickie James is back next in an interview, but this is less about her. This is more
Yeah.
about Lana and Natalya becoming a tag team. I'm quite excited by this.
Yes, you were a fan of this. I was happy to see. I was really happy to see Mickie James back. But yeah, you know, you were more of a fan of Lana, and I'm just happy to see Lana still in work. But I'd rather see Rusev, or Miro as he is now. Yeah, you know, great to see them doing something with Natalya and Lana.
Indeed, I'm really not a massive fan of Lana or Natalya, but together I think they make a really interesting sort of social media weird tag team that I'm actually quite interested in. And I think it gives a lot of the women's tag team division something to base themselves around. So then we're constantly told 10 o'clock Raw Underground's coming. I'm like, cool, we're gonna get a full hour of this thing. Never happens. Ivar is backstage with Demi Burnett from The Bachelor. Oh, excuse me. Continuing to flirt with people.
Yeah, the nice continuation from that. Was it a Money in the Bank match they had with the Street Profits, and the Ninjas were there, and you have the dream sequence. It's a nice bit of storytelling and continuity in that way.
Well, they did it with the entirety of the Street Profits and Viking feud. So every time they'd go to like bowling alley and stuff and do all that stuff, someone would fall in love with him at each place, basically. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny, but I don't understand why we need the Bachelor woman there. But it is what it is. WWE entertainment, yay! Next up, we had the Viking Raiders, Ricochet and Cedric Alexander versus Akira Tozawa and his ninjas. What was the point in this? Waste of my time?
Don't know, waste of time. R-Truth won the title though, so yeah.
Yeah,
he's like
a moment where
he's like a 50 million time champion now.
I believe 38.
Yeah, he's definitely beaten Raven. He beat Raven a few months ago in terms of the longer he is now the longest running not longest running champion, but he has the most title reigns.
Cool. I mean, it was a stupid match. And Peyton Royce versus Liv Morgan, I hated this as well. Really didn't do anything for me. I didn't see the point in it. Didn't do it for me. Peyton got the win.
Yeah, it's a shame that Peyton got the win. I really think they should be trying to build Liv Morgan up, which they promised first, of course, when Paul Heyman was around. They promised a lot from Liv Morgan, but that never got delivered. I think that they should be doing more with Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott, but they seem to be squashing them already.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Liv, but I think she's still got a lot of work to do. But yeah, this was just a waste of time, wasn't it? Ready? Next up, we had Shane McMahon in the back of the Performance Center. Jordan Omagbehin, the big guy.
Jordan, the big guy.
Yeah, Jordan, the big guy. He was fighting Riddick Moss. Oh no, and then so that's who was fighting in the background. Then we had a squash match with Riddick Moss. Good to see them using Riddick Moss again. Dolph Ziggler lookalike. Wasn't Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, of course.
But so yeah, that was what it was. Now, in terms of underground presentation, or do you want to talk about that more with the Shayna Baszler?
I think it's best to talk with Baszler, yeah.
Because that was just a very quick sort of thing. Asuka versus Bayley. We go to the ring. Asuka's tag team champion. Sorry, Bayley and Sasha are tag team champion. I'm falling asleep.
Tag team champions, and obviously
Bayley
world champions.
Sasha, yeah, indeed. So this match was all about Asuka fighting for her position at SummerSlam to fight Sasha. Sasha chose Bayley as the thing, and this was a really good match.
It was my best match of the night. Some really interesting stuff. There was quite an interesting sort of taunt by Bayley where she impersonated Kairi Sane,
which was really fun. Yeah,
calling back to that before losing the match and submitting. So very clever, a very good match, really good match actually. Overall, probably definitely I think my match of the night.
Yeah, I think the women did a really good job. This and the Bianca Belair match did a really good job. It was a good match. I was worried they were going to have a non-ending, and they didn't. They had a proper finish. One of the only proper finishes we saw all night, and it is Asuka going forward to face Sasha Banks at SummerSlam, which is, I think, a really solid match. So I'm looking forward to that. Next up, we had Shayna Baszler on Underground. She fought off 3 different people. It was actually someone else fighting first, wasn't it?
It was all to build up Shayna Baszler, who had a cracking sort of handicap match. She just looked legitimately bad. She looked really, really. When I say, I mean bad bottom. She looked really, really good.
She did, yeah.
And served to destroy everyone. And I hope if Raw Underground is used in any way, that it's used to build, talents like Baszler. Well, not build, because I guess they've already been built, but build talents, build legitimate, bad bottoms for the future, and maybe serve to add to the already solid reputation that Baszler has as a submission specialist and an all-round bad bottom.
I mean, ultimately, I think it comes to what I said during the stream, and that is, would I have preferred to have seen Shayna Baszler beat 3 jobbers in the ring, or see her beat them backstage at Underground? And actually, I really enjoyed the presentation of her beating them at Underground, and this is the first one we've seen since. This was the only real one this week that we had that felt like a proper moment. The problem is it's all squash matches at the minute, so it's not going to work as a product, because if we just go and see a jobber match, and that's not going to do anything. I think there is potential in it, and I'm still willing to give it a chance. And they've got rid of the dancing girls and all that sort of stuff, and the music in the background wasn't as heavy. I think it's got a chance. It's just they're not going in hard enough in it. My other concern with it is it feels very jarring from Raw. It felt very weird going from Asuka and Bayley in this sort of WWE Raw match to this Underground thing, then back to Randy and Kevin Owens, and I think it hurts. For me, a little bit, it hurts the wrestling aspect of the Raw show. Which is why putting them in segments, I don't think works. You could have it as a half-hour segment at the end of the show, where they're a little bit looser, or an hour segment, or what have you.
Yeah, totally.
Extend it. Hey, Botch Guy, we are not using Zoom. We're using Skype, brother. Just using Skype. Let's go. What else happened? Then we had Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. I mean, this match, there wasn't a lot to it, was there? Really, it didn't excite me as much as I thought it would. I mean, these are 2 incredible performers. They had the match, but the ending of the match was the sort of highlight, wasn't it? Randy Orton did that weird thing at the start of just before the ad break, where it's like, I'm going to tell you something. In a second, baby. Just stay with us. Yay!
Yeah. Ready for the ad break. Yeah, that was pretty clever.
It was real corny. Ric Flair, basically, he's angry after the match, after Randy Orton wins. He's angry that Ric Flair set up the match. And after a really nice, emotional sort of thing with Ric Flair, I mean, I can't wait to see Cena versus Randy Orton in a couple of years' time for that 6-team title reign with Ric Flair like that. I think that's massive.
You think that's going to happen in a couple of years' time?
Yeah, I think so. I think when Randy Orton's got a couple of title wins under the belt and they're both trying to break Ric's record, I think you put that match in there, and I think it'll be really entertaining. Cool.
The Ric Flair promo was incredible.
Yes, it was. Yeah, indeed it was. And then after that, he low-blowed Ric Flair, and that was your end of Raw.
Yeah. I mean, there was a great promo. That promo was incredible.
What was your rating of Raw? Did you enjoy watching it? I thought it was too long, man. Too long.
Well, what do you mean it was too long, mate? We knew what we were getting into.
3 hours. 3 hours too long. There wasn't enough that happened on it. I'd give it like a 3 out of 10. There was some okay moments, but it was just drab.
I mean, we expected nothing less, didn't we?
So what's your rating?
6.
Rock and roll. And thank you very much. We're going to get to all your comments. Let's have a gander. You guys have been rating.
Botch Guys has given us some advice on SEO, which is really good. So I really appreciate that, man. I'm just gonna. I was gonna type you a comment, but I'm gonna say thank you here. I really appreciate it, man. We've put live in the description now, so we'll do the same with our previous one. Hopefully, I'll get some more people finding us. So thank you very much.
Cheers, Botch Guy. We do appreciate it, and I do hold out the invitation. If you fancy joining us for this week in wrestling, you're more than welcome.
Did you actually invite him, or did you just do that off camera? You never actually invited him, did you?
Yeah, no, I invited him on the thingy. If you want to do our weekly news show with us, we're more than happy to have you on. We've had loads of people, different YouTubers on it, just breaking down the news with us if you fancy it, my friend.
Yeah, it'd be great to have you, dude.
And we'll certainly check out your channel more. So Scott Frame says Charlotte's return match versus Orton is going to be good. Camera cuts take me out. Yeah, man, there's a lot of camera cuts in that underground scene.
Yeah, weird. Man. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens in the future. I'm excited. I'm actually quite excited about Underground, maybe. And I'm excited.
The Shane is the best thing they've done on it, I think, so far. Personally.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see what happens with Ric Flair now coming out with Kevin Owens, with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, man.
Because I think that Flair promo was some of the best stuff we've seen from him in a long time.
Flair can put a mean, emotional promo still. He knows how to bring on the tears. Why did Dolph lose? Dolph didn't lose. It was just a dude that looked like Dolph. I've been asking for that for years. Shades of Mikey Whipwreck. Indeed, yeah, I agree. Good point, Alex. You can't can't make most of the day. Maybe after Apollo beats MVP on SummerSlam, Apollo can defend the title against Benjamin in Raw to the build of Bobby versus Lashley. You know what, Alex? That works, man. To continue that feud. There's only one more Raw before SummerSlam.
2 more, is it? Is it 2 more?
I think it's just 1 more. I think it's just next week. It's the weekend after that. So, but yeah, good booking, Alex. Really good booking, man. I literally have an MA in US history, but need telling who she was. Cheers, Jack.
Yeah, cool.
It was too short. Liv is so underrated. Alex really likes Liv as well, Dom.
Cool, man. Yeah, me and you got some similar taste, buddy, in terms of our athletes and our performers. Botch Guy says Dominic 30 lashes alone puts the show at least a 5. Yeah, I mean that was a big introduction for him.
I just didn't enjoy the promo before. I just thought it was all Seth carrying. I mean, he got the living crap beaten out of him, which was good, and at least builds something into this sort of feud. But
I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm interested to see what Dominic's like in the ring. I think everybody is. So
yeah. Man. So the Botch Guy asked about Zoom, so let me go into that a little bit more. So I use Skype because I can get an NDI off Skype, which works in OBS Studio, which is what we stream off basically. We normally don't stream very often. We normally do our recording, which I use OBS Studio for because I can put in the titles and all that quite easily, just film and go, basically. So, but thank you so much for all the advice. We do appreciate it. Alex is excited that the Botch Guy is back.
Thanks for the support, mate. Of course,
yeah, we do appreciate it, man.
10+ subscribers. Thank you very much for.
Yeah, we do. Seriously, really appreciate that.
Yeah, man, massively.
Our moderator's falling asleep, dude. You've done an awesome job. You go rest, my friend. We're all good. We can take it from here.
Yeah, totally.
YouTube algorithm is finicky. Thank you. No, we do appreciate all your tips, Botch Guy.
Yeah, like I said, I've done a live one for this. Obviously, we're nearly finished now, but. We'll definitely take that into account for next live stream we do. Thank you, mate. We've got one tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes.
Kobe talks about wrestling has joined us. Kobe's got a great YouTube channel as well.
Hey,
go.
How are you awake? When do you sleep?
Kobe never sleeps. Kobe never sleeps. Also the title, but it's hard to change now. No, we appreciate that. We'll take all that in, my friend. Busy this week, but next week for sure. That's great, Botch Guy. Just hit us up on Twitter and we'll schedule you in for next week. It'd be awesome to have you to chat a bit of wrestling. Oof Mean says, howdy ho.
Hey,
Alex says 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8 out
yeah,
of 10.
Man. Hey, Alex, let him be positive, man. That's cool. I appreciate that enthusiasm.
I mean, wow. Dominic 30 lashing alone puts it at least a 5 in my opinion. I actually thought it was an okay show, a 6.5 to be fair. just because I only normally watch the highlights, I just wasn't impressed with anything really, and it's interesting to talk about and see how WWE is failing its supporters big time. So you use a browser source. How does it work? Botch Guy, I'm quite happy for you to message me on Twitter, and I'll give you any sort of help I can. Really, I'll quite happily talk you through it. So hit us up on either Twitter or Facebook, or PM me or whatever. PM me? That feels wrong. DM.
Slide into his DMs.
Slide into my DMs.
I guess it's a pretty chill. It's a pretty chill, short conversation. But we'll be more than happy to give you any support after the support you've given us, mate.
Absolutely. Jack, you go to bed, my friend. I'll probably cut a couple of heel promos on you. I am warning you. I can be quite savage. Botch Guy, that sounds absolutely perfect because we can be quite savage to each other as well. We're being relatively chill right now because it's 10 to 5 in the morning.
Are our DMs locked on Twitter, man? Are you looking at Anthony's DMs with all of his 20 followers? Or are you looking at the Gimme a Whole Year, which doesn't have too many more? Let me find you on Twitter.
People should be able to message us on Twitter, can't they?
It depends. We're going to be following them, I think.
Have we?
Wait a second. I will do this now.
We'll set it up. Botch, you're pointing out all these botches within our own programming, so thank you for that. We'll try and sort it out, and we've been doing this a few years now, and it's slowly getting better. We're enjoying it. So
are you just the Botch Guy on Twitter? Botch Guy, the Give Me a Whole Year one.
Dude, this isn't a great beard at all. This is like really lazy. This is just don't shave because I can't be bothered. But
what's that? Who's his great beard? Well,
Alex says you both have fantastic beards. Your beard's looking better than mine at the minute.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. It's my secret Twitter. That's all good. The Give Me a Whole Year one. You can always slide into my DMs.
Okay, I think I know. Hang on a sec. I won't say it out loud, mate, but I think I've got it.
Rock and roll.
We'll see.
I'll quite happily say, this is us saying goodbye.
Yeah, hang on, let me do it properly. I'm just following.
Here he goes.
Right, okay. Right, guys, we do this every time. I'm going to count us down from 5, and I want everyone to give us a whole yeah. It is 4:50 in the morning here. We are tired, so I want some whole years wherever you are, whatever you're doing.
Last one.
5, 4, 3, like a claymore. 3, 2, 1. Whole yeah! Anthony, where are you?
Whole yeah, baby. Whole yeah, baby. Thank you all for joining us.
This is Broken Matt Hardy. Thank you for watching the Gimme a Whole Year Wrestling Podcast.